Welcome to Akashvani Itanagar, and today on the occasion of National Consumer Rights Day, today with me, the guest with me here to speak on the National Consumers Rights Day 2024 is Mr. Taba Tabin, the Assistant Controller of the Legal Metrology and Consumer Affairs, Govt of Arunachal Pradesh. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so very much.
So, sir, as we are celebrating the National Consumers Rights Day, if you can tell our viewers what is the theme for this year here in 2024.
So, before going into the theme, let me just brief about the significance of National Consumers Rights Day, why it is being celebrated on 24th day of December. It was the first time any legislation was brought into the Parliament, and it was passed on this day, 24th December 1986. That's why since the legislation was passed in Parliament and it came into an form of act, that's why we celebrate this day as the National Consumers Rights Day. So, as per the theme of celebration goes, this year's we have the theme of virtual hearing and delivering justice to consumers.
Okay, that's great. We believe we celebrate the National Consumer Rights Day every day. So to begin with it, you have tell about its significance and about its establishment. So if you can tell our viewers whether our people, our consumers are really aware about their rights, about consumer rights here in Arunachal Pradesh.
These rights of consumer are already there in the Act, but the thing is the information of existing of these rights of consumer has not been propagated to the public in proper way. So after the enactment of Consumer Protection Act 1986, the work of publicity, consumer awareness campaigns, they started gradually in a larger scale, and every year, not only on the National Consumer Day, we have the World Consumers Rights Day on 15th March every year. Then also we celebrate the occasion where the rights and duties of consumers are propagated to public by way of conducting workshops, seminars, road shows, nukkad nataks are being organized, and lot of school programs they are being conducted. So even in our Arunachal Pradesh, we have chalked out program to celebrate the National Consumer Day in every district. We have from our head office, we have allotted sufficient funds to all the district units also to carry out the publicity and awareness programs in each district, in each district, which by including the officers, the common public, and the consumers, and even including the villagers also. So our effort is always there, but during my last 10-15 years of service in the department, I have seen that people know about their rights, but they are reluctant to come forward to practice and exercise their rights. So this is the thing, the present scenario over here in our state.
Okay, this is something very interesting. You said that they know about their rights, but they do not practice it.
Yes.
Okay. So you have also mentioned about the various means of the government from your department, how to inform people, how to disseminate the information
yes.
regarding this. And then you have mentioned about the series of other ways like the nukkad natak and through means of some kind of workshops, and also if you can highlight, because mostly there are when visuals we could see through hoardings, through newspaper, but when you talk about connecting people in villages, in villages especially, so they do not know, there are people who don't know how to read and write. So do you think the communication through nukkad natak, through displays, through act can really help them out and they can be educated?
See, whatever the means of publicizing the rights and duties of consumer, which we are doing out over here in Arunachal Pradesh, is as per the guidelines we are receiving from Government of India. Because whenever we get an instruction about the celebration of National Consumer Rights Day or the World Consumers Rights Day, we get the guidelines that you have to do this and that for celebration of the World Consumer Rights Day or the National Consumers Rights Day, as the case may be. So this year also we have received in the month of August or September, well in advance, that then the National Consumers Rights Day 2024 has to be celebrated in these manners. So accordingly, a lot of Nukkad Nataks are to be arranged and done in the streets. So we have already chalked out program with few groups of individuals and professional artists. They will be performing. It's not kind of mandatory that everything has to be done on that day only.
Okay.
But the main objective of National Consumers Rights Day celebration is the propagation of rights and duties of consumers. It may be a week long, it may be a month long, it may be a half-year long program also, depending on the fund position. So this year will be like yesterday only I had organized a workshop at Kendra Vidyalaya Naharlagan, where students and faculties of the school were taught about the consumer rights and duties and how to address or redress their problems. So similarly, the districts shall be organizing meetings, seminars will be there. They will be displaying hoardings, banners, and a lot of activities shall be done.
Okay. So you have mentioned about the rights and duties. People always claim, we as a citizen, we as a consumer, we claim on our rights, but we do not reflect on the other thing, that is the duties. So as someone head from the Department of Legal Metrology and Consumer Affairs, what is your view on it? What is the duty of a consumer, of public?
See, even if you see in our constitution also, there is fundamental rights and there is fundamental duties are also there. So these rights and duties are always complementary to each other. So when you are given certain rights by the Act, then it is your responsibility to perform the duty in connivance with that right. So similarly, in our Consumer Protection Act, earlier it was 1986 Act, but it was repealed. The 1986 Act has been repealed and it has been amended in 2019. So now the Consumer Protection Act 2019 is in force in our country. So as per this Act, there are various rights and duties. Rights like right to education of any consumer goods or service is there. Right to know about the quality, potency, composition of any goods. This is there. And such, there are 6 rights of consumer. And similarly, there are rights of duties also. As a consumer, what you have to do and what you should not do. Like what you have to do is, you have to, normally the people here, we go to any shop, pay the money for that good or service, and we don't have the habit of taking the cash memo or the bills back. So when we say about the bills or the cash memo, it is the duty of a consumer that you have to ask for a bill from the shopkeeper or the trader. So it is this is one of the duties of a consumer, and he should not mislead other people. He should not talk or do bad about the other products. Like if you, as a consumer, if you didn't like a product, you should not say anything bad about the product to other people. Instead, you should directly approach the company that your product is defective and do whatever you have to do for compensating me for my loss.
Okay. So basically you are meaning to say, what I'm understanding is that the consumer has the right to complain to the particular company?
Yes.
How can
yes.
How can the consumer do that?
See, consumer definition, first of all, let's try to know.
I mean, if they wants to go for a complaint
Yes,
regarding that certain product or company, so if a person or a consumer really wants to go to that, is there any kind of way out, or a complaint cell can, because here in the city, ideally people understand that they can go to the legal metrology office. That is the ideal conception, that they can go to the office and they can complain. That is what generally people understand. But again, generally we do not complain here. But again, if someone wants to complain for certain company, can they do it? Or,
Yes,
and if they can do it, how can they do it?
Definitely. Any consumer can lodge a complaint
Okay.
against any defective goods or service.
Okay.
So under the Consumer Protection Act, let's try to first define who comes under the purview of definition of a consumer. You may be consumer, I am also consumer, everybody is consumer in this world. But the legal aspect of consumer is that whenever a person makes a purchase or sale of a product for which there is any exchange of monetary value, then he or she comes under the definition of a consumer. Say I have purchased a good from one shop. If I make the payment for that good and that shopkeeper gives me the good, then I am a consumer. So whenever there is a transaction, one is a financial transaction and another is goods transaction between the two parties, then the first party, he or she comes under the definition of a consumer. So under the Consumer Protection Act 2019, sufficient redressal mechanisms are there.
Okay.
Redressal mechanism means what? When any consumer has faced any problem or any case arises out of the defectiveness or the quality of the product is not good, or something like that, then under the Consumer Protection Act there is a redressal mechanism of district consumer commissions are there. Earlier in the 1986 Act, it used to be District Consumer Forum. So in the 2019 Act, the forum has been renamed or designated as District Consumer Commissions to give it a quasi-judicial nature.
Okay.
Because these commissions, unlike other commissions, like we have the Information Commission here, we have the Women Commission, and lot many commissions. Human Rights Commission is here in our state. So in similar pattern, our Consumer Commission is also here in our state. I doubt if you might be knowing that in every district we have district consumer commissions, which is headed by Deputy Commissioner as the judge of that commission, and the Deputy Commissioner is assisted by 2 members, one male member, another female member. So the Deputy Commissioner along with the 2 members, they form the quorum of the commission, and whenever any complaint comes in any form, be it physical form or through email or through portal, because why I am saying this is since last 1 year, the Government of India, as per directives, in our state also we have enforced that all the consumer complaints are to be filed through online only. No physical lodging of complaint is permissible. And we have a dedicated portal with the address of www.edakhil.
Okay.
www.edakhil.nic.in. So this is the dedicated portal for receiving or submission of any kind of consumer complaints. So the thing arises is, in district we have District Consumer Commission, and at state level we have State Consumer Commission, and at national level we have the National Consumer Commission. So these are the 3 tiers of redressing or addressing the problems of consumer. So now the question arises, where will you file your complaint?
Exactly.
And what is the criteria of lodging the complaint? So as per our Consumer Protection Act, this Consumer Protection Act and the commissions therein, which have been constituted by exercise of the sections of the Act, these commissions are quasi-judicial in nature, and being quasi-judicial in nature, they are compensatory in nature. That means the complainant shall definitely get compensation for whatever amount he or she has claimed for.
Okay.
So depending on the compensation claim amount, the place of filing complaint is accordingly categorized. So if your compensation claim is up to rupees 50 lakhs, you can directly file any consumer complaint through e-Dakhil in any district commission. And if the compensation claim amount is between 50 lakhs to 2 crore, then you can directly file the consumer complaint through e-Dakhil in the state commission. And if the compensation claim is more than 2 crores, then the consumer complaint has to be filed directly in the national commission.
Okay. These are very interesting facts that you have revealed, and this is a new piece of information for me, and I believe it is for my guests as well, for our viewers, for our listeners as well. Sorry. So, sir, I want to know, as you have divulged this information, so is there any kind of complaints as such from the consumers?
Yes.
Earlier, has
yes,
there any
yes,
kind of
no,
complaints lodged?
Yes, there are a lot many consumer complaints in each and every district of our state. Like Papumpare happens to be the district commission with highest number of cases.
Okay.
At present, we have more than 40 cases, 40 consumer complaints. Most of them have been filed recently in a year or two. And in state commission also. And in state commission also we have good number of cases. But due to some technical issues, the state commission is not functional right now. But we have 14 number of pending cases in state commission.
Okay, 14.
Till date, 14 number of pending cases. Once the state commission is constituted, means it is already constituted, but it is non-functional due to the lack of president or the judge of the commission, because his tenure expired few years back, and we are in the process of appointing new president or judge of the state commission. So once they are appointed, then the state commission will start functioning smoothly.
Okay. So what are these are very interesting facts, as I've said. So what are the complaints, general complaints that they come? Is it mostly because of services, goods and services?
Yeah, both. But as per what I have gone through the cases, case details in district commission and the state commission also, the maximum number of cases are in the field of service sector.
Okay.
Like one example which I remember right now, like some few days back I was going through that case details because it came up in state commission also as appeal. So there was one complaint lodged against the Pawan Hans helicopter service then.
Okay.
That was I think during 2016-17 years. One person from UP, Uttar Pradesh, he was visiting Arunachal to his relative's place. Somebody was posted here. So from UP, that was one senior elderly person. So he got off from flight at Guwahati airport, and he had already booked a Pawan Hans ticket from Guwahati to Naharlagun.
Okay.
So from Pawan Hans side also, the elderly person was given the confirmation that, sir, your seat is confirmed, don't worry, when the time comes we will definitely inform you. So be nearby the airport area, he was informed. So at the very last moment of taking off, normally the Pavanans leaves from Guwahati at around 1:32. So that person was already seated in his seat in Pavanan's helicopter.
Okay.
But at the last moment, there was a very interesting case which happened, and that person was asked by the authority or the management of the Pavanans to get down and take some alternative means of going to Naharlagan.
Right.
Some honorables had to be adjusted, so therefore he was asked to vacate the seat. Then accordingly, under compulsion, he had to leave the seat, and after that he arranged a taxi from Guwahati and he had to come by road.
Okay.
So after coming here, he lodged a complaint in our district commission.
I see.
He said, when I had all the confirmation and booking was already there, then why I had been denied of my seat in Pavanan's helicopter. Okay. So that case was very interesting. That person filed a compensation claim of around 6 lakhs.
Okay.
But the district commission hearing conducted during 2016-17 allotted him around 3 lakhs as compensation.
Okay. After 6 years?
No.
Oh, after a certain period?
After 1 or 2 period. Okay. Sorry, after 1 or 2 years. Because a lot of case verdicts, the statements have to be taken. And moreover, the Department of Civil Aviation was also involved in that case, and the Pavanans authority was also involved. They take time to give reply. So naturally all these things takes time. So this is one of the case which I remember, and there are many cases.
Okay, there are many cases. So basically people are also in a way they are aware about their rights and about their rights. They're very much aware. That's a wonderful thing actually.
Even right now at in District Commission UPA, most of the cases are against the online goods, the quality and nature of online goods which they receive after the company sends them, after the payment has been made. Like around 2 or 3 cases right now against the Flipkart is there. Amazon is also there. The cases are going on. Like even for goods sector also there are some cases. Like there was some deficiency in deliverance of quality product. So the complainant lodged the complaint and the case is.
And in some cases there may be non-deliverance of the goods after paying money.
Yes.
There can be either of them. And then as you have just cited about this situation, there are some kind of people, like I have met some people who I have encountered with people one day, like wherein in one case a person was going to receive his parcel from a post office nearby a town. So he was supposed to pay a certain amount of money which was very much expensive, very hefty. But later on we realized that it's a hoax, hoax. So this kind of complaints has come, and especially it came over the seas, especially from America, from the United States, claiming that you have to claim certain amount and then people get phone call, you have to get that goods and then you have to pay that amount just to claim that. Any kind of similar complaints that has been lodged?
No. Till that we have not received such type of complaints. And even if there is such type of complaints, I don't think it's under the jurisdiction of our consumer affairs, because the nature of the offense which you have cited here, it tantamounts to fraud, online fraud, and then it becomes a police case.
Okay, that's a different case.
Then it's a different.
Okay, and one more thing, if it comes, like generally, it's a very general question. It's a very natural thing. Like as a consumer, as a person, we live here in the city in Itanagar and then in Arunachal Pradesh. Nowadays, we could see a lot of local people coming up with confectionery items or with so many kind of baking items and all, like bread, cakes and all, local people comes up, which is a very good thing. But again, in the market, we could never see that expiry date. It always comes very fresh, or either it comes for some certain date. So people, there is kind of a speculation that maybe they just paste it, just do that. This kind of speculation is there. So do you think, or what is your perception, what is your view over this? Because we do not have the proper market setup. Whatever we do here, we do it locally. We do not have that branding thing, or that neither we have that industry or that factory. We do it in a very small scale, and even that pasting thing, that manufacture, that bread stale life, the stale life of a certain edible product, confectionery product, has a certain period. So some, as I've said, there's a speculation from the people that they might, reuse the stamp and use that product for longer period. What's your view on that?
This thing will always persist in the market.
Yes.
As long as trading thing is here, the nature of cheating the consumers will be there. But when we talk about confectionaries, bakeries, etc., here in Itanagar, Naharlagan, or in Arunachal Pradesh,
and parts of the district,
and in parts of the district, see the responsibility or the liability of finalizing the date of expiry, or when the product will get damaged, it is solely upon the manufacturer or the company which produces them, these bakeries or confectionaries. It is up to them, because they know what all products are used in production or manufacturing of these items, and after how much day these ingredients might get destroyed or get damaged, because they know all the things. But having said so, under our legal metrology rule 2011, there is one packaged commodity rule 2011. Under rule 6, it says that any packaged commodity item, that means which comes in packaged form, should always bear upon them the name and address of the manufacturer, the date of manufacturing, the year of manufacturing, the net weight or the quantity of that item which is under the packet, the MRP should be there, and in case of edible items, the date of manufacturing and date of expiry should always be there. So it is not us, it is not the department or the government which fixes this. It is the company which fixes the date of manufacture and the date of expiry, because they know that my ingredients, that I am using these ingredients which will last for at least for this period, for a safe period. Say if the actual period is for 1 month, they will take the safe period, say up to 20 days, to keep it on the safer side. So the displaying the date of expiry are the responsibility of the manufacturing companies.
Okay. So any kind of awareness specifically given to the shopkeepers, to the vendors, especially to the shopkeepers, those who are vending their with items, those who are coming up with, those who are selling their items, and any kind of, or
See, normally the shopkeepers also, they also are a type of consumers also.
Yes.
Because they also consume the day-to-day items for their daily activities. So they also should know what are the duties of consumer, what are the rights of consumer. So we have, our department, we have this approach that why we should all target only the consumers. Consumers are on the far end of our target to publicize the consumer.
So basically everyone is a consumer.
Yeah, everyone is consumer. But the consumer is at the far end. The department is first of all connected with the traders. If the traders are well aware of the rules and regulations and the provisions which are there in the rules, they definitely will have to comply with those rules and regulations. And if the traders or the businessmen, if they comply with the rules and provisions of the law, then definitely the consumers will get the benefit of it. So we have organized several meetings. We have in collaboration with Chamber of Commerce, Arunachal ACCI, we have conducted several meetings in our conference hall, in our head office We ask the shopkeepers to come and know about those things. Like when the shopkeepers come in our office for the meeting, they come in bulk. Shopkeepers of the nature of hardware, from hardware store they will come, from petrol depot they will come, even the fish seller, meat seller, they come, jewelers they come, the shopkeepers having cloth shops, they also come. So shopkeepers from various ranges of shops they come. So we generally explain them that under their area of shop or trade, these things are to be implemented, and these things you should not do. We brief them.
Okay, so basically they are also equally aware about it. So do you think that every year your department conducts, the government is initiating a lot to consumer in order to let them aware of certain things about their duties, about their rights as well, and then commemorating the day, as you have said earlier, as you have mentioned that the government also celebrates the World Consumers Day, that is on March 15, and then the National Consumers Day. So do you think this kind of occasion, this kind of celebration per se, really helps people, really helps the community? Even your department as a government agency, as a department also, is it helping?
Yes, definitely it is helping. But the level of development and the improvement, it's not a one-day affair. It will take some time, because it takes time to make the people know that you have these rights and duties. See, if all the people know that that we should not pay more than the MRP on cold drinks.
Right.
Just for example, everyone knows. But then also we pay to the shopkeeper, whoever asks at a price more than MRP.
And in a way, shopkeepers also they forcefully takes money from the consumer.
Yes. This is where the consumer has to come forward and do his duty. Because his duty to exercise the rights. Because he is not exercising the rights. In fact, in the case of, this is a very famous sphere of illegality of selling product more than MRP. The cold drink, if the MRP is 42, they will definitely charge 45 or 50 rupees.
Yes.
And what the consumer do is, they just close their eyes and make the payment. They don't make the bargain. They don't see what is the MRP there, and they don't make the argument that why should I pay you more than the MRP. They know it, that this is the final rate. Then also, knowingly also, the consumers give more money to the shopkeepers. So this is where our consumers are lacking to exercise their rights.
Okay. And don't you think in a way that time, because the consumers are the receiving end and the customer, the sellers are the other way around. So do you think that they should be educated more instead of, because there kind of a pity kind of situations comes in where there are some consumers, there are some shopkeepers who are not very kind to the consumers, to the customers. Do you think that there should be a kind of regulation and they should rather be very much informed about their duties instead of just imposing the thing? Because an order is an order. When there is a strict directives from certain body, then they will also be aware of that. Because if there is no anyone to streamline them or to say something about them, I think everybody will make so many things a rule of them, of their own self. So what do you have to say on
this?
Yes,
definitely. See, we have imparted various information on various occasions to shopkeepers also, to all the businessmen also. They also know that doing unscrupulous or unwanted things in this line of business is wrong from their part. But for the sake of few gains in terms of money, they overlook those things, and they think that when the consumer is ready to pay at a price more than the MRP, when both the parties exchanging and taking the goods, they don't have any complaint against each other, then what the law can do? This is the
it's a two-way process.
It's a two-way process. When both the parties are agreeing to commit that offense, then that offense does not become an offense.
Right.
So this is the thing.
So the crux is even the consumer, as a consumer, they should be aware of their duties and of their rights, and as a
they
seller,
have to take steps to exercise their rights and duties also.
Right. Very important thing that you have mentioned. They should take step to exercise their rights and duties. So again, there is something very interesting thing that has come up in my mind. So this is, can a consumer bargain below the MRP? People say that they can do, they can't charge more than the MRP, but can they bargain? Is it bargainable?
Definitely. Maximum MRP, maximum retail price. MRP stands for maximum retail price. It is the maximum price which a company charges any consumer for the good or service. So it is the maximum amount, and it is definitely bargainable.
Okay.
It's up to both the consumer and the shopkeeper that what is the agreed amount they come up to after bargaining. So you might have seen in some shops also bargaining not allowed. No bargain is allowed.
Yes, fixed price.
Yeah, it is fixed price. All these type of declarations are not right. These are illegal activities.
Okay.
Consumer can definitely bargain on these things, because once the MRP is fixed by the company as per the guidelines given by the government, based on those guidelines, they keep a certain margin of profit also. They keep share for the transportation charges also under MRP. They keep share for the advertising cost also. They keep share of the all the levels of wholesaler, retailer, stockist, all those things. And even after that, the company keeps his own margin. So definitely the scope of bargain is always there.
Okay. So is there any kind of a way where we can say that this is a authenticated MRP? Is there a word called authenticated or MRP? Because there are MRPs where certain brands, they have the MRPs, certain proper brands are there, and there are so many items where non-brands, even in clothes, and there are markets, you can know the local markets as well. So there are people, those are vendors, those are small shops, and then nowadays it's very easy to get a tag mark, to get a printed copy of, and then most of the rates are not even properly in a properly printed one. They will just write from anything, any kind of a pen or anything. So do you think there's something called the authenticated MRP, or how do you, or any kind of hallmark as we can see in the products? So is there kind of some authentication in terms of MRP?
No, as far as our legal metrology rules and Consumer Protection Act is concerned, there is nothing in the act or the rule which says about authenticated MRP. Okay. MRP means MRP. So what you have said in the question about the local products and local brands, I think this is a policy of the government of India and the state government to encourage the local entrepreneurs. Okay. So in that case, although the provisions of the legal metrology with respect to packaging, they are to be applied. They are to comply as per the provisions of the law. But there is certain relaxation to this sphere of activities. Like if we go for enforcement, then they will be discouraged, like their goods are being seized by the legal metrology officers. So there is some relaxation, especially from the government side, on such items. Like most of the local shoes also, if you have seen the packet of those shoes, they do not come with printed MRP. Right. Like
in some MRPs, it's very much below, it's very much below the actual price that they sell. Like for example, a particular shoe is about 2,000, they will say verbally, but the price will be 200, 300, like that. In many cases I've seen in the market, it's very much below than the price that they say verbally.
No, verbal.
In the products, it's very much minimum.
No, verbally saying the price of any product does not carry any weightage unless and until it is printed on the body of that package. So we have to look into what the MRP or the price is printed.
Right. And when the consumer when the customers comes to that particular shop and then inquire that your product mentions these prices, certain very much below prices, they will say that this is for when they go for the tax services and all. These are the claims made by the shopkeepers. Yes. So is it true?
No, the local products, especially the local products, like our traditional handloom dresses are there, shoes are there, even the local items are there. They do not come with any, because they are manufactured and produced at home itself. There is no a particular manufacturing unit on commercial way. They are produced in home. That's why the person who produces them at home, they normally just I can't say it is MRP. They just put a tag on that item.
Yes.
Just tag on that item. So these type of things are exempted under the provision of our Legal Metrology Act and rule.
Okay.
So just to encourage them, so that their economy also does not get affected.
Right. Right. So before wrapping up, this will be my one of the final question for you. Thank you so much for giving us a lot of insight. So initially, during the course of this conversation, in the beginning of this conversation, you have mentioned about the theme of this year's National Consumers' Rights Day, that is the virtual hearing and digital access to consumer justice. If you can tell our listeners that what is your department going to do on this day, and then what kind of things that you are going to, do for the welfare of the people, and especially if you can give a bit of, before winding up, a bit of about this year's theme.
See, the theme of virtual hearing and digital access to consumers' justice. This is a one step, as per my view, this theme is a one step closer to deliverance of justice to the consumer.
Okay.
The use of technology is obviously there. When you are doing a virtual hearing means what? The person or the advocate or the complainant does not have to come to the court or the commission or the forum where the consumer hearing is taking place. Sitting at his home itself, he can access the proceedings of his case, of the complaint which he has already filed through that portal which I mentioned earlier, e-dakil.nic.in. The complaint, after lodging of the complaint will be accessed by our department's office, and the case will be uploaded in the portal and sent to the commission for fixing a date of hearing of the consumer complaint.
Okay.
So we have started on a pilot project basis here at UPR District Commission. The UPR District Commission is conducting virtual hearings since the month of August 2024. Okay. So what happens is, normally whenever a consumer case is filed, a consumer, if he is not well versed with the nitty-gritty of filing a case or suit in any court, he or she normally, what does he do? He goes for an advocate. He hires an advocate to take up the case. So normally, if the advocate is from outer state like Assam or somewhere, then through the virtual hearing, the advocate need not come to the court. Staying at Guwahati, the advocate can access the hearing of the consumer case. And if the complainant is from, say, under Papumpare, say from Sagali area, say the complainant is from Sagali area, advocate is from Guwahati, and the hearing is taking place at UPR, then all those, both advocate and the complainant sitting at their own respective places, they can access the hearing of his consumer
places
complaint.
You mean their own home?
Yes,
the comfort
on
of
him.
Their home?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how? Because when the consumer hearing of consumer case is fixed, the portal generates a link, web link, and that web link is shared to the advocate and the complainant. And by accessing that web link, the advocate can participate in the so-called case hearing by sitting at Guwahati.
Okay.
And the complainant can also hear what my advocate is presenting before the Honorable Court or the Commission through the virtual hearing. So recently there was one case from Tawang. Tawang, because at present the jurisdiction of Tawang District Commission is at UPA.
Okay.
So there was one consumer complaint filed at Tawang in the month of October. So his hearing took up in the month of November, which was held through virtual hearing.
Okay.
Advocate was at Guwahati, the complainant was at Tawang, and the hearing was going on here at UPA.
Three different places.
Yeah, at 3 different places. So this is nothing but easy access of consumer redressal mechanism to consumers.
Right.
Like in our state, only the High Court is practicing the virtual hearing.
Yes.
And after the High Court, our District Commission UPA is the one where the virtual hearing is being practiced.
Okay. That's a wonderful thing, using technology in a very proper manner. That's what we say, that taking good advantage of the technology. And I believe that this is the prime agenda and the prime motto of the country's Prime Minister. So with this, we would like to wind up this program, and I really want to thank our guest for today on the occasion of the National Consumers' Rights Day. That is Taba Tabin, the Assistant Controller, Legal Metrology and Consumer Affairs, Govt of Arunachal Pradesh. He have really give us a beautiful insight about various rights and duties of consumers and about what the department is doing, and so many things that we could listen in this very conversation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Even from the departments and from the government side, I thank you. Thanks the AIR Itanagar for conducting such a beautiful program and letting us, the department, an opportunity to express our views and what the steps we have taken for the welfare of consumers in the state.
Okay. Thank you so much. With this is Indu Chuku taking a leave and signing off from Akasvani Itanagar.